Hey everyone, Nick here from Empire Flippers, and welcome to the start of the Buy or Build series. Now, the purpose of this series is to help you go from little to no experience in the online business world, or specifically the mergers and acquisition space, to becoming an educated buyer or builder, ideally prior to building or buying your first online business. So the objective here is to help you build a foundation that I wish I had, that will provide you with clarity about the different possibilities in the online business space of different business models. Also to help you avoid some pains and common pitfalls that can really set you back in the online space. And ultimately to help make the dream of living a life on your own terms through online business a more tangible reality. Now, you may even have a lot of experience in the online business world. Maybe you are a specialist in a particular skill set, or you work for an online company. But I can say from personal experience that having experience in the online business space is very different from having experience in the mergers and acquisition space. So throughout this series, I'll take you step by step through each business model to help you understand what the different options are and to provide you with clarity and purpose of direction so you can determine which specific business model that you might want to focus on. We'll also go through, if you're interested in buying a business, how to perform buyer due diligence so that you can identify the gems and also identify the red flags so that you can avoid those. The goal here is to get you closer to the point where you can build or buy online businesses with confidence and optimism, as opposed to just putting your time or money into a project and just crossing your fingers and hoping that it works out. And if you do this right, I can say without exaggeration that you can truly change the trajectory of your life, and pretty quickly. Every week I see firsthand how buyers and sellers are retiring early, leaving jobs that they don't like, buying houses, and maybe most importantly, they're learning the skill of how to create money, which in this time of uncertainty and this feeling of lack of personal control, that skill set might be more valuable now than ever. But before we get into the specifics and begin this journey, I think it's right to start at the point of why. Why is an online business worthy of your time, money, effort, and risk? And how does it compare to alternative investments like stocks, crypto, real estate? Or what is the role of an online business in conjunction with all of these different asset classes? So let's discuss objectively the value and viability of an online business from an investment perspective. So as the first point, online businesses can be high cash flow generating investments. So let's say you buy an online business for $36,000. Given how online businesses are valued, that might be a business making about $1,000 per month in net profit. So that's $1,000 that you're pocketing after all expenses are paid. And you own an asset that's worth $36,000 that can be resold. Now let's say you increase the monthly net profit to $2,000 per month. You are now making $2,000 per month after all expenses paid, but you also have an asset that's worth probably double of that, so a $72,000 asset. Now let's compare this to real estate. If you buy a house that you're planning to rent out, even if the value of the house itself doubles in value, it's likely that you're not going to be doubling the rental income. The real estate investment might not even be a cash flow investment if the purpose of your investment is or the rental income is to pay off your mortgage and taxes and expenses, and you plan to cash out on that investment once you decide to sell the house. So the second point, and I alluded to this briefly earlier, is that online businesses are investments that you can directly influence. Let's compare this to stocks and crypto. Let's say you want to emulate the $1,000 per month in net profit by buying and selling stocks over the course of the month. Ultimately, you're operating based upon market fluctuations. So unless you are a huge investor or a Twitter influencer, you probably won't be able to directly increase the value of a stock or cryptocurrency. You can only take advantage of the market rises and falls. Now, of course, market conditions play a huge role in online business as well, and there are things completely outside of your control, like Google algorithm updates impacting traffic to websites, or supply chain issues impacting your ability to send inventory to your Amazon FBA store. But you also have an ability to directly grow your business through your efforts. You can create content, you can reduce expenses, you can buy more inventory, you can run advertising campaigns. These are different levers that you have available to you that just don't exist used for alternative investments. And don't worry, we'll touch on these points in future episodes. So that's the objective, the why online businesses are valuable investments on paper, but that's not enough. Equally as important is the subjective why, the why online business for you makes sense for your life. Or in other words, how owning an online business helps you accomplish personal life goals. I can tell you about all of the different business models and why online business is great, but if you don't have a clear, compelling reason for why you're getting into this and why you're going to persist throughout the inevitable roadblocks, it's just going to be that much harder to get started and stay the course. Over the past 2 years, I've worked with buyers and sellers, and on a weekly basis, I interview sellers about their businesses, and I hear success stories all the time about people like you and I who are retiring early, they're buying houses, they're able to provide for their family in a way that they haven't been able to before. They are able to leave jobs that they don't like. They are students who have a source of income when graduating and don't have to worry about that. They're people who are pursuing creative endeavors and they don't now feel guilty for pursuing the creative side at the expense of maybe their financial future. Whatever that is for you, that thing that actually excites you, that moves you internally, whatever that vision is, get clear on that and return to that. You're not just building an Amazon FBA business, you're not just building a website, you are taking on the role of a business owner. Is it easy? No. Is it crazy complicated? You can make it that way, but it also doesn't have to be. Is it doable and worth it? Absolutely. We'll take it one step at a time. So on that note, I'll see you in the next one.